I made a video of this before, but I need to this Rashee Rice situation. The public has this really wrong in a lot of ways when it comes to, I don't know if he was in the vehicle. I don't know if he wasn't. I don't know if he was driving. I don't know if he, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Let's say he was not in the vehicle. Whoever he let drive the car, he should know what kind of individuals he has in his car. He should also know who he allows to drive, but he should also know who he allows to ride with him. That's what people mean as far as watch the company you keep. That's what we mean. Because the company you keep encourages a lot of times and influences a lot of times your behavior. Or you wouldn't keep that company. Oh, I can go to work with someone, but when I leave work, I don't have to hang out with them anymore. But if I'm hanging out with that person, I must like that person. Or why would I be hanging out with them? The issue with Rashee Rice is it doesn't matter if he was driving it or not. The issue is he made multiple decisions that were just bad. One, the company you keep is probably not the type of company he should keep, especially moving forward. Because I can let my friend drive my car randomly for the first time. I don't think he's ever driven my car. And I guarantee you, I don't care if it is a Corvette, the fastest car in the world, he's not going to race anybody. And I know he's actually raced someone before, at least probably one time in his life, back a long, long time ago. But I know he wouldn't just jump in my car and race someone, because I know that's not him. And he knows I wouldn't jump in his car and race anyone either, because that's not me. I wouldn't do that we're friends. We wouldn't do that. Because we are mature enough to understand, and Rashee Rice is too, what danger is. What good versus wrong is, good versus bad. We know that. So why would you put yourself in that situation? It always comes to me is just, look, young people, we make mistakes every day. Who's to say, anything can happen. We get it. But when it comes to situations like this, it's just, I think we need to stop thinking about who, if he was driving, if he was not driving. The main issue is he made multiple mistakes. The people he kept. If he wasn't driving, he left, and he still hasn't even turned himself in. So what is he hiding from? He looks guilty. He looks like he probably knows he did something wrong. So, Rashee Rice, look, it's sad, but this isn't a new generation thing. So don't make this into some kind of, these young guys don't know. No, this isn't nothing about that. This has been going on since driving, since cars became fast, and unfortunately it doesn't always end the way Henry Ruggs. And, Henry Ruggs, somebody did, unfortunately, I believe, die, but he kept his life. And Rashee Rice kept his life, and nobody was injured, I believe. There's been history shows that sometimes you actually do lose. Some of these athletes actually lose their lives. There was a Green Bay Packer defensive tackle who lost his racing. So, yeah, look, this is sad because you listen to, like, Keyshawn was on Undisputed today, and he says he knows him. He knew Ruggs as well, and he just talks about how they should know better. They knew better. Did they? Do they? I really want to, like, these are what I really want to hear from the parents sometimes. Like, there's no blame. You get it. But sometimes it's information that should be provided to the public. Maybe the parents did everything right. What is everything right? I don't know. But I would assume it would involve reminders. Hey, don't be speeding in that car. It's a fast car. Don't be speeding. Probably got to say it a couple times if you know your son or your daughter. I mean, you got to know, is that individual somebody who likes to test the limits? Have they had speeding tickets before? I mean, I don't like to assume, but maybe Rashee Rice, if that's his car, probably is known for driving fast. Or maybe the family did everything right. He was being told multiple times, and he just is a hothead and does what he wants, because that's, at the end of the day, people do what they want to do, right? But I think it'll be good information to hear about. I want to hear what Henry Ruggs people, what reminders did they give? How often did the conversation come up, if ever? If ever. Maybe this was a one-off. So it's sad to talk about, but it's so easy for people who think logically like me and a lot of people listening or watching, good versus wrong, right? Good versus bad. It's just, why would you do it? Why would you do it? But I think we also have to be wise enough, maybe also read the Bible too, and just understand everybody's not the same. It's hard for some people. It's hard for a lot of people to just think right, choose right. It's not always easy. It's not always easy for us as well. Nobody's perfect. Everyone sins every day, actually. So let's not judge. And I'm not here to judge. These are just the thoughts that I come up with. I just came up with in my head when I'm listening to these shows and reading about this Rashee Rice. I think about the decisions he made leading up to that. And I think about how it doesn't matter if he was driving or not. It matters about the people he keeps around him. I think about, does he speed if he was in that car by himself, right? Company you keep influences a lot of the things you do. It's rare you're going to keep company that is so different from you, that do things that you don't agree with. You don't keep that kind of company. A lot of adults don't keep that kind of company. If you were a follower in that type of way, if you ever were a follower in that type of way, where you followed people even when they did things which you didn't like or agree with, I mean, a lot of people get out of that before they leave high school. A lot of people grow out of that at a young age. It's just the thing you grow out of. Sometimes the people you hang around with when you're young, the friends you meet, the people in your neighborhood, you just get along with them because y'all are together and you're close. That's fine. You may look alike. But then you start to notice certain things, and maybe you realize, you know what, I don't like the things that this person does, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. You don't always hang around that person those type of people when you grow up. You start to distance yourself. So I wonder why someone like a Rashee Rice and a Henry Ruggs and others, we wonder why they don't distance themselves. Well, who knows? Only they know. Only they know. These stories will not stop coming up. They will always be another story. That's the beauty of the world, I guess, is it's going to keep going, and people are going to keep learning. And it does take these type of situations, unfortunately, happening. It takes these happening to learn and save another soul. I mean, let's just think of it that way. There's going to be people, I'm sure, in his family that may have driven fast or wanted to drive fast that are not going to do that anymore. Same thing with Henry Ruggs. Same thing with anybody who's been in those kind of issues where maybe you're saving somebody else close to you who hears that story and thinks, you know what, I need to stop because this can be me. So there's positives to go. Definitely don't want to judge Rashee Rice. We just shake your head. That's what we do at these kind of situations. We just shake our head and just be like, dang. And then we start to think, what do you do better? How do you teach? There's lessons to be learned, but how does he learn the lesson? Is that lesson learned when you just go back and, let him on that football field? Pay his fine and he goes back on that football field and becomes a star. Does he learn his lesson, or are there other things that he has to do? The work that he has to put in to become a better person and make better decisions. But But anyways, that was my quick thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, please, please, please. Go ahead and subscribe, share, and stay tuned for the next video.